Today I'm going to read another part of Creative Aggression, The Art of Assertive Living. This book is, this is a first edition, and I'm saying this because there might be, corrections and changes in the most recent versions. So, and there are also other studies done. This is the first edition, sorry, is from 1975, if I'm right. So just saying this, just in case, okay? But um, niceness is something that we need to get rid of. I'm not talking about being kind. I'm talking about niceness, to be overly nice, which is something that I struggled with, which is something that many people around me struggle with. We are a society that is obsessed with politeness and niceness and behaving properly, and and this is something that may impact us in ways, and that impacts the society in ways that we don't see, because we see niceness as something that's positive, and people often refrain from seeing beyond that what could be the potential repercussions of being too nice, being overly nice, being overly polite. I mean, politeness is, I think there's just a limit to everything, right? Anyways, I want to read this chapter. It's quite, I mean, it's not a chapter, it's just one paragraph. It's quite heavy, but I'm going to read it anyways. Um, yeah. So the title is Beware the Over-controlled Nice Child. Beware the over-controlled nice child. Nice child. Recent important research on violence by psychologist Dr. Edwin I. Migarji, not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but I'm just gonna say Dr. Migarji. You let me know if I pronounce it right. Recent important research on violence by psychologist Dr. Edwin Migarji indicates that we have less to fear from the impulsive, openly aggressive child than from the heavily over-controlled child. Docile passivity and violent potential can be two sides of the same coin. Migarji's research shows that many of the most brutal, senseless murders of the past 20 years have been committed by persons perceived to be mild-mannered, inhibited, passive, and over-controlled. It appears that the chronic repression of aggression created a dangerous boiling kettle. When the controls broke down under stress, the aggression burst forth in a brutal and bizarre way. The chapter, okay, this is another part. So, keeping too much aggression in, repressing your aggression too much. And I don't want to say it lightly, because this book goes through the nuances, and if you read it, you're gonna understand with depth what they're trying to say. They're not saying be aggressive and do things to people. No, they're saying you have to be assertive and let your aggression out constructively. Be assertive. Say what you want, say what you mean, not with an intent of hurting others, but with an intent and in a way that let people know how to treat you without you hurting them and without you hurting yourself. So you let it out. Hey, I don't wanna do this. Point blank. Period. I don't wanna do this. Now it's a different thing to say. I'm not gonna go far. I just wanted to read that part. But what I want to say is, let's not be fooled by niceness. I've seen too many interviews, too many news, too many of that person that was, oh my God, it's like, they're so nice though. He's such a nice child. I would have never expected that. I just cannot believe. Nobody ever believes that this child or this professor or this mom or this uncle or this um, baker or this whatever would ever do, because they were so people that were so nice. So niceness is certainly not a factor anymore. It was never one, but it's not a factor anymore to judge someone's character, to predict someone's behavior. So do not be fooled by niceness and overly controlled and polite person. Okay? All right.